Dear friends and dear Robert, we had a lot of discussions and during this time of full-scale invasion, and really the importance of this discussion is to get the right outcome of them. And what you mentioned now, that is really what is very important to understand. So now in our fight for freedom and our fight for democracy, it's very important that we have our battlefield. And the name of this energy battlefield, the energy front, as we call it, it's like the second line, because the first line is, of course, our army. And in this battlefield, we are now facing the same situation as our army facing on the front line. So if you help us with IRIS-T, Leopards, with Gepards, that is what our army needs immediately to protect our country. The same story now, unfortunately, is in the energy sector. So gas turbines, gas pistons, high voltage auto transformers, all kinds of equipment which we could get, that is our weapon to win the war. That is a very important point I want to mention. When there were some discussions when you have to invest in Ukraine, so now or just after the war insurance, that's very, very important points. I understand because it's the issue of business. But you should understand one thing. As you support us with the tanks, air defense system, ammunition, to be near us until the victory, the same way you should support us with the energy equipment to win this energy war together with us, not to leave us alone. And that is very important point. So I really now, you heard the figures President mentioned today, it's really 9 gigawatt which we lost in the generation, with the peak consumption 18 during the winter. And of course, now I must say more focused on the immediate solutions. So we understand that we need to survive the next winter. And everything what we can do together to increase the decentralized generation, to protect the energy which is attacked again and again and again, they are not stopping. So even the units which we started again, they attack them again. That is very important to win this war together. And I know that a lot of countries really support it, and you did a lot of in the energy sector. So we have supply of equipment in kind. We have donations from the country to the Energy Support Fund of Ukraine, and it is almost 500 million euros now in this fund, which were used to buy the necessary thing. But let me be frank with you. In the today's situation, it's not enough. It's not enough. We need solidarity to win our battle. The Russians won't stop if they could achieve the blackout in Ukraine. Never stopped. So Robert mentioned that they use energy as a weapon. But in Ukraine, we see some other story. They use weapon against the energy. And these losses is really, really unprecedented losses in the any energy system. And what is very important that we still maintain the system. The system is still operational under attacks to the energy infrastructure, which they started in 2022, by the way. The scale of these attacks increased this year and increased dramatically. But it's very important to make the right decision and quick decision. And if you ask me what you would prefer, like long-term projects, which could add, I don't know, 9 gigawatt back in 5 years, or very quick projects which could add 1 gigawatt this year, or let's say 3 gigawatts next year. So I would say immediate decisions, because for us, you should hear me, for us that is a matter of survival for our people. So it depends how much Ukrainians would not suffer from these terrorist attacks to our energy infrastructure. Thank you very much.